frozen. They're shouting at you about something. But could that just be?
Hi guys, welcome back to XCOM 2, Ward the Chosen Core Collection mod.
People do it on TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people.
She put a lot of episodes recently and prepping up for Long War.
But I also think that this study is
Ward the Chosen Long War.
If a psychopath is moving their head or not, because you're going to be so busy being charmed by them. Like every psychopath that
I think we're about maybe halfway through the game, something like that, somewhere around there.
You notice how much Cat was moving her
Hey,
head?
Gizmo.
Yes, that's been trying to throw us off.
No,
Did he get? Look at her. All right,
this is also not really a fair judge because I do have such a fun ponytail. So I hate to give that away to all the psychopaths watching. But if you don't want to be found out by this, put in a fun ponytail, and then you'll want to move it all around.
that is true. It's overcompensation, Joey. If you're a psychopath, you just move your head more, get a ponytail.
Yeah, I'm not in that phase of mine. I'm not ready to transition. We haven't made it there yet. Trump might still win. There's still hope. Listen, I know a trap when I see one, and I don't know if I look like the kind of guy that just walks on booby traps to you. But I don't think partaking in this topic is the best thing for me. If you were going to ask my dad, he would say you can tell a woman's crazy by if she's breathing. There's a girl.
That is so sexy.
He's dead. Go get mad. I mean, whatever. If you watch Monty Python, the Holy Grail, it's if a woman weighs the same as a duck. Or no, wait, that's a witch. Kind of the same thing. I don't know. I'm kind of with Kat though. Like the more psycho someone is, the less you can figure it out, right? And the whole premise of the study is tell if they're a psychopath or just a really rotten person. And it's like you don't need to know one or the other.
Yeah, just stay away, Kennedy. Is there an ideal amount of turns per minute somebody should be doing?
I thought that was annoying. Like, I'm like, oh my god, how are you? Amazing! You're so interesting and I'm so normal! That would be very distracting, but I read this and I'm like, I have a herniated disc in my neck, and sometimes my neck seizes up, so I got really self-conscious, like, do people think I'm a psychopath? Like, hello, I'm in agonizing pain. Do you have any leads?
No, I don't.
That'd be great.
But Kill Meat will give you a massage later.
Oh, yeah.
From 3 to 5. All right, coming up, more hilarity remains as viewers pick our brains.
There are certain eras in American history that define us, where fortunes were made, rules were broken, and legends, they were born. This was an age of outlaws and lawmen.
Business is done here.
Some were heroes, some were villains. And that's where the fun began.
Let's start free. U.S. Marsh. Badass free.
This is Outlaws and Lawmen, now streaming on Fox Station.
Hey there, Brenda.
It's Carol.
Exactly. So which leg are we operating on?
You mean arm?
It's all connected. Asking the right question can greatly impact your
Are
future.
you sure you're an orthopedist?
Actually, I'm a Sagittarius. Especially when it comes to your finances.
Shit.
Do you have a question? Are you a certified financial planner? Yes, I'm a CFP professional.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest. That's why it's gotta be a CFP. Find your CFP professional at letsmakeaplan.org.
Hey folks, we're tuning in for Leaf Filter, a permanent counter solution that protects your home in so many ways. It takes more than one Chris to explain it. Am I right, Chris?
That's right, Chris, but together, I think we got this job covered.
Like Leaf Filter has your gutters covered. Keep it out of the green like this.
And protecting you from getting up on this thing to clean out your gutters ever again.
And our install process keeps your reporting intact. Exactly, Chris. You know how all Leaf Filter protects your home?
How's that, Chris?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
By redirecting water away from your foundation.
Sure, and?
With our lifetime transferable no-cost warranty.
At Leaf Filter, we stand behind our work for as long as you own your home.
Longer, Chris.
Well, that's huge. Hey, folks, get Leaf Filters. You'd be glad to come out for a free, no-hassle inspection.
Schedule your free inspection. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Leaf Filter. We're small enough to listen. Big enough to deliver.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. Our firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, thousands with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices throughout the U.S. Mesothelioma really is all we do, and there is no risk to you. Let us put a plan in place for you and your family. Call now.
Call us at 800-300-9894 or go to mesolaw.com.
At Granger, we know the ones who get it done wear a lot of hats. A hard hat is one, problem solver is another. Whatever the job calls for, we're here. We're America's trusted source for industrial grade products, with the scale and resources to deliver and the knowledge to help answer tough product questions. Because we know that has to change. Having access to real people ready to help you find with fast delivery never goes out of style. Call pickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
AG1 works by making foundational nutrition easier. Combining vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients into one comprehensive formula. Start simplifying your nutrition today at drinkag1.com.
I will never again lose to my brother, decided Lisa, because I've switched to consumer cellular. And now we get the same coverage he's got for up to half the cost. I'm the one who wins. Birds and freedom calls. We're here to answer.
Let's look on the bright side. South Dakota stayed open for business during the pandemic. Now we've got more jobs than people. So until you get here. South Dakota's the freest state in America and the best state to live, work, and raise a family. We accept most out-of-state professional licenses, and we have over 20,000 open jobs, including for electricians.
South Dakota, freedom works here.
Oh, no. Lousy electrician.
Yep. You're watching Mailing It In. Questions. I like this first one from Eddie O. Was there ever a TV personality that you wanted to meet and you did, Joey? And you can say me, it's okay, but anybody else?
Yeah, I was laying in a hospital bed, 2010. Been punctured lung, my legs were gone. And I turned on and there was a show, Red Eye. I just thought, I'm going to hang out with that guy one day. Maybe even call him a friend. I don't know. That's all I got.
Hello.
Yeah. Beat me to it. Beat me to it.
Very mean. What about you, Kennedy? By the way, you not only met famous people, you dated famous people.
Don't brag. I don't like to be a bragger, but yes, you're right. So when I was, don't go through, I was right.
And the Lost make an appearance.
I was obsessed with David Letterman.
Let's see.
I finally got to meet David Letterman. I got to be on the show in 1990. We didn't date so much as.
Was that a good experience being on Letterman?
No, he was very cold with me. I was so excited to meet him, and I had built him up to be, this towering, perfect, funny broadcaster, and he was a little. I know, isn't that sad?
See how different it is with me?
Yeah, you're so warm.
You don't know me. All right. Have you ever met anybody famous? Well, actually, I want to know. Have you ever met somebody famous that you wanted to meet?
I met Chris Hansen. That was not under good.
That was a surprise.
What's with the Mike's Heart Lemonade company?
It was in a well-appointed kitchen.
Geez, I don't know. Someone I wanted to meet. No, I'm blanking. I don't know.
You know what I like about you is that you do get the rundown beforehand. You don't like to waste your time reading up or thinking about.
Prick. Good manage to get them with nobody there. I hate that.
I'm just gonna wing it.
And it always almost works.
That's okay, we'll give him one.
That's the beauty of it, yeah.
You have so many to choose from.
So Dr. Drew.
Yes.
Yeah, I always want to meet Dr. Drew, and I know they say don't meet your heroes, but I did, and now we go on vacation.
Yeah. That would qualify as stalking.
No, I'm invited. I didn't get it. I'm invited, actually. Not everybody goes places they aren't invited to with binoculars like you.
I'm gonna go with the statewide teenagers, right?
Not teenagers?
Teenagers, yeah, I met him. I met him a couple of times. He watches these shows. He actually could have said that on one of the first Cutco shows. Teaching me how to dress. But I adored him growing up.
You know, with inflation, it's the $100 million man.
Yeah, with inflation, that joke is worthless. I feel bad now. The inflation joke. They even made that. By the way, I know $6 Million Man so well that they made that joke on $6 Million Man when he fought the other Bionic Man played by Monty Markham. And Lee Majors goes, how much did it cost? He goes, $7 million. And they both look at each other and go, inflation. There you go, huh?
It just cost me a trip that instant.
Yes, exactly. You're terrible. All right. Up next, his comedy may be dry, but he leaves the audiences on a high.
Get you ready to be
Organic soil from Miracle Grow has grown me the best garden I have ever had.
Good soil, and you get good results.
This soil will blow you away. It's the Martha Stewart soil.
My name is Giovanni Vitidio. 40 years ago, we started this world-famous paintball business. I walked anywhere from 5 to 6 miles every single day. To run a business like this, you really need that extra pep in your step. When I came across Balance in Nature, I knew this is the product because it's just not real. Balance in Nature has fruit and vegetables in it. With Balance in Nature, you feel great.
Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Call or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FOXNEWS.
This isn't just your normal bike. It bolts, it unfolds, and it just goes. You can climb that hill, no problem. And if you're looking for speed, you've come to the right place. 28 miles per hour, up to 65 miles of range. And equipped with hydraulic brakes. This is the Electric XP 3.0. Fully foldable, fully assemblable, ships free. Simple as that. Go to electricebikes.com and come ride with us.
How do you make like it never even happened?
With fast signs, signage that gets you noticed turns hot lots into homes. Fast signs make your statement.
Icy Hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy Hot.
Trump on trial and campus chaos. What images are carrying more weight with donors and voters? Neil gets the election impact Saturday on Cavuto Live.
Hey, Emma.
We need a mattress, right?
Yeah.
Good work. Advent's locator is down and our transport is active. Firebrand will handle the pickup.
Last few years that I've been on my own, it's been very challenging in order to make it. The agency I deal with for things like food, because of the cost of food down, also groceries and other necessities that it does always come with a smile and everything is like this out with basic.
Target destroyed. Ammunition resupply requested.
Oh, hey. Hey, what was the question?
Lucky us. One driving high logo, extra range.
What?
Concentration. A message for that.
Capital level critical.
Yeah. Nobody's watching, so we can talk about whatever we want. Like I'm the country's most popular razor salesman. Also does stand-up comedy in his part-time. Yeah, David Angelo just put out a special on YouTube. Let's show a clip.
When you're young, there's only two jobs you can do. Babysitter and lifeguard. Aren't those kind of high stakes for entry-level jobs? To get your foot in the door? So you're a 15-year-old, you want to work in an office, the guy's like, okay, look, before we trust you with the Excel spreadsheet, let's see if you can keep my daughter alive.
I watched your stand-up when it came out, and I was surprised how bad the audience was. And you looked so forlorn.
Well, I'm used to a bad audience, so that was okay. Yeah, it was a taping. It was a little, what do you call it? They were a little sedate.
Yes.
The audience at the one taping I was done.
Yeah.
You know, I needed this crowd here tonight, right? I'm gonna play the special with them watching it, and then I'm gonna dump that in.
So people can actually go on YouTube, throw your name in, the special comes up.
The special is called New York Legend.
Yes.
Which is explained in the special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a New York legend. And I'll leave the suspense, you know, but it's, yeah, on YouTube.
You know, it is interesting, though. You say it was the one special, and it was a terrible audience. Why did you not do, like, 3 and pick one, like normal people do? Is it that expensive to rent a camera?
Well, no, but it is expensive to have the theater. So, and I was paying for it, you know. Hollywood Studios coming on board for David Angelo. There's supposed to be some odds there. Or disbelief. Really what it should have been. Yeah. And that's outrageous. How could that be? See, even this crowd, you have to walk it through.
Well, I have to say that the show, your special, really captured your charm and charisma.
Right, yeah.
All right. I can't believe I'm promoting your special when you aren't even promoting your special.
I really don't want anyone to see this. I'm embarrassed. Go check it out, YouTube. You gotta go to YouTube. Right?
Yes, you don't even know where to go.
Then you type in, I wish there was an easier way.
Yeah.
You type in David Angelo.
Yeah.
New York Legend.
Yeah.
It'll take you right there. You know, and if enough you go, then Greg's videos will start populating and the suggested viewing is afterward. The whole thing goes.
All right, good for you. Congrats.
No, go away. We'll be right back.
When enamel is gone, you cannot get it back, but you can repair it with Pronamel Repair. It penetrates deep into the tooth to actively repair acid-weakened enamel. I recommend Pronamel Repair. With new Pronamel Repair mouthwash, you can enhance that repair beyond brushing. They work great together.
We're here with Chris Cunningham from local leaf filter. So Chris, tell us how leaf filter is different from every other gutter protection on the market.
With leaf filter's patented filter technology, there are no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. And we install leaf filter on your existing gutters. It's a permanent solution. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean out your gutters again.
That's amazing, Chris. Tell me about the process.
Simple and easy. Just give us a call, set up an appointment. We'll come out, give you a free gutter inspection. If they're sagging, we'll repair them. If they're broken, we'll replace them. If they're in good shape, our local team will install leaf filter in as little as 2 hours.
Wow, and I understand you guys have a lifetime no-clause guarantee.
We do. It's actually a lifetime.
Should have brought some EMPs, never thought of it. Then again, an only count a loss on this mission.
People sign up.
To schedule your free inspection, call 833-LEAK-FILTER today. Our agents are standing by. Or visit leakfilter.com.
Got a minute? Got a hose? Want a simple way to save money on yard care? How? With Sunday, the customized lawn care plan that's delivered straight to your door. Is that easy? You bet your grass it is. Sunday offers everything you need to get grass that's good for bare feet and bare paws. No more guessing, just lawn care that's better for saving money and saving the planet. So ditch the old ways for Sunday Fun Days. Go to getsunday.com and use code FUNDAY50 for 50% off your first lawn box.
For gentle, dependable constipation relief, try Senecot. It works differently than other laxatives because it's made from the senna plant, a natural vegetable laxative ingredient. Gentle, dependable Senecot. Also available in delicious gummies. Simply Safe's #1 rated home security, powered by 24/7 professional monitoring, is half the cost of traditional brands, so you stay safe for less than $1 a day. Now get 40% off the Simply Safe system. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Say hello to the new athleisure. Sleek design, cloud level comfort, with athletic technology and Italian love. They're game for anything. Are you? Free shipping, free returns, 365-day guarantee. Get comfortable at WootCShipping.com.
Find a great deal to your ideal hotel. Open Trivago, type in where you want to go, select your check-in and check-out dates, and search. Compare prices for the same hotel and save up to $30 a night. Hotel Trivago.
I love how light it feels. It's not heavy, it's not cakey. I feel like I'm not wearing any makeup at all. I don't see any other reason to try any other makeup foundation ever.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years. When I have customers come in and ask for something for memory, I recommend Prevagen. #1 because it's safe and effective. Does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good for me. Makes my day.
Prevagen at stores everywhere without a prescription.
As news breaks, Fox News is reporting live.
There is a gaping hole, say legal experts in some of this testimony.
At least for the moment, the protests are dampened.
Officials tell us they have concerns that the IDF has plans to use U.S.-made weapons in Raqqa.
Only on Fox News Channel.
Good evening, I'm Trace Gallagher. It's 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 o'clock here in Los Angeles, and this is America's Late News, Fox News at Night.
I created over 15 million jobs since I've been president. Now we got 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average federal tax is? 8.2%. The polling data has been wrong all along. The other world leaders, you know what they all say? Not a joke. 80% of that community have a major meeting to go. Government. My democracy is stable.
And there you have it. Breaking tonight, the fact checkers count 15 lies in 17 minutes during his sit-down with CNN. Joe Biden told a lie every 68 seconds, and the network that won't let former President Trump...
That was a misclick. I don't know where the fuck you're going.
And the state of Ohio now laying down the law on these anti-Israel protests, threatening student agitators with potential prison time.
That was a fuck up.
Designed to hold members of the KKK accountable. In all provinces, arrests are still being made on college campuses across the country. The senior national correspondent, Kevin Cork, is live in D.C. with the very latest on this. Kevin, good evening. Good evening, Trace. We've obviously seen this movement spread across the country, first out on the East Coast and then the West Coast, and then suddenly to the interior. We're talking from New York to Washington, D.C., L.A., Seattle, Austin, Chicago, just about everywhere. But as you also know, protests have since spawned encampments nationwide, including over at MIT and at UPenn, where today anti-Israel
It's a fucking misclick.
raised and cleared out by police. Just the latest
What happens when you misclick?
across the country
It's fucking bullshit.
begin to rein in escalating protests.
MIT now has an opportunity to lead by example. Stop brutalizing your students. Show the world that you stand by your own mission to work wisely, creatively, and effectively for the betterment of mankind.
This from the lead person over there at MIT, president, quote, as president, my responsibility is to the whole community to make sure that the campus is physically safe and functioning for everyone. She goes on to add in numerous ways the presence of the encampment increasingly made it impossible to meet all these obligations, and thus it was moved out. Now, as you also probably know, MIT and along with Harvard, where protesters remain camped out over on Harvard Yard, have long been in the hot seat over the respective handling of the tense debate over campus's months-long Israel-Gaza conflict and all the protests and encampments that have gone along with them. These protests have in part already cost the leadership at some Ivy League colleges, including over at Harvard, where, by the way, even tonight, a 2-week occupation of Harvard Yard continues despite pleas from the school's interim president for the protesters to finally leave. And on it goes, Kevin Court, live for us in D.C. Kevin, thank you.
Very similar to what we saw happening during COVID. Just shut it down, not deal with it. The threat of cancellation of the graduations that are some of the most beloved that students have fought for, families want to come to. We call upon this university, don't even think about it.
Yeah, now to a story you will see only on Fox News at night. Our next two guests were at UCLA demanding action on anti-Semitism from not only campus leaders, but California State College leaders as well. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Steve Hilton and former California State Senator Gloria Romero. Thank you both for coming on. Steve, to you first. You and Gloria made yourselves very clear today. This is really across the country, not just here in California. This is a leadership problem on this campus.
Exactly, a total absence of leadership. The key word there in Kevin's report, finally you're seeing some action, too little too late, and in so many campuses now, and that's what we were highlighting here in Los Angeles at UCLA. You have the leadership, so-called leadership, completely caving to the mob. So they are cancelling classes, cancelling commencement and graduation, totally disrupting the education that these students have a right to, that they paid for, some of the biggest moments of their lives being wrecked by a handful of vocal and often violent minority. And that's who gets the upper hand, because these leaders are not leading.
How would you rate the event today, Gloria, and what would you add to what Steve is saying about leadership?
There's been a vacuum. It's been the sound of silence. It's deafening. I'm a graduate of the University of California. I did a postdoc for 2 years at UCLA. The anti-Semitism is what has fueled these protests, make no doubt about it. As somebody who has walked through Auschwitz personally, I stood today on these grounds and thought, what part of never forget did we not remember? And so I do call upon not only the governor of the state of California, the lieutenant governor, the AG, the Speaker of the Assembly, get a backbone, stand up, provide the education the taxpayers fight for, and also end this anti-Semitism, not in our golden state.
A little bit of interest from the other side. Congressmember Cori Bush had this to say. Watch.
From GWU to WashU and everywhere else, students have been violently beaten without provocation. They have been arrested and charged with disproportionate offenses. They have been suspended and barred from campus. They have been denied access to food and medical services, the care on campus. They have been barred from walking across the stage at graduation.
They are anti-Semitic, Steve. They have held Jewish students out of classes across the country, and they have spewed hateful rhetoric for weeks and weeks.
Exactly. I mean, what a ridiculous way to look at this situation. You have over 80% of students in poll after poll saying they don't agree with this, they just want to get on with their education, and that is being blocked by this handful of people. Some of them are students, some of them are outside agitators. We know there's overseas money for all of this, and people like that who are supposed to be standing up for the rule of law and the right of students to study are siding with the violent mob. It is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah. Speaking of standing up, Steve makes a good point. You were a former state senator, Gloria Romero, and I think the LA Times writes this about California Governor Gavin Newsom, as in, where's Gavin? Quoting Governor Gavin Newsom has lingered in the background as universities grapple with student protests, which have led to at least 200 arrests at UCLA, 3 injuries at UC Berkeley, and forced classes to move online at Cal Poly Humboldt. While he's met privately with law enforcement officials and university leaders, Newsom has to speak to the news media about the unrest. When the Los Angeles Times is calling out Gavin Newsom, he's MIA.
That's exactly it. There is the fear, it's the cowardice, it's the abdication of responsibility. The governor needs to stop running across the country preaching to other states about how they run their states. Protect the students in California. Stand up. Use your bully pulpit to end this mob violence. And let's restore the sanity to education. No hate in the Golden State, we're supposed to say.
So if you want an example of how outrageous this is, what's happening is right now. Just today, Pomona College, we saw. Right. You've got a handful of students sitting in there named I think it's 12. The entire commencement has been moved 30 miles away. Instead of moving the handful of protesters, they're siding with them, and all the hard-working majority have to totally disrupt their plans, their families' plans, because the leadership won't stand up to the march.
If you're the chancellor, you walk up and say, remove those students. We have a graduation to do tonight. Thank you very much. Gloria, Steve, thank you. We appreciate it. Also, a Fox News at Night exclusive, Ohio's Attorney General is now issuing a warning to anti-Israel protesters who choose to wear masks, saying they could be charged with felonies. The warning is based on a state law drafted to hold members of the Ku Klux Klan accountable. Chanley Painter is live with the brand new information on this. Chanley, good evening.
Hey, Trace, Ohio's Republican AG actually sent a letter to university presidents alerting them of a little-known state law that could effectively crack down on law-breaking campus protesters trying to hide their identity. In the letter, Dave Yost explains that the law makes it a felony to commit a crime, even a misdemeanor, such as trespass with 2 or more other people while wearing masks. Yost hopes that by sharing the law, students will become accidental felons caught up in the moment.
If we think about this, why did the KKK back in the 20th century wear those hoods? Because they were committing crimes, and they didn't want other people to know who they were and what they were doing. And that's why the state of Ohio, way back then, said it's going to be a more serious crime if you're wearing a mask while you commit that crime. The same thing is going on here. People don't want to be identified.
Even the New York Times acknowledging how protesters are choosing anonymity to avoid potential consequences in an online world, writing, the choice represents a sharp break by many, though not all, of these students from earlier generations of university activists who gained their moral force in part by putting their words on record and their futures in jeopardy for a larger cause. And Trace, a violation of this Ohio anti-disguise law is a 4th-degree felony punishable by up to 18 months in prison, up to $5,000 in fines, and up to 5 years on community control. Back to you.
Chanley Painter live for us in New York. Chanley, thank you. Let's bring in Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. Mr. Attorney General, thank you for coming on. The New York Times wrote the following here, quoting here, many students protested for the first time after the murder of George Floyd in 2020 when COVID mask mandates were still in place. They quickly learned that concealing their identities helped protect them from surveillance and media scrutiny. Keffiyehs, a symbol of Palestinian solidarity, have come to serve the same purpose. And therein lies the problem, is that, you have anonymity when you're all carved up.
Well, that's exactly the idea, and frankly, that's exactly what the KKK did in the 20th century. They wanted anonymity because they didn't want to be held accountable for the acts that they were committing. And here, we just saw dramatic footage, not from Ohio, but of people being forcibly removed from places that other students would be. The commencements that are coming up, where there are occupations going on, that's a trespass.
Yeah, and it's interesting because people are wondering what you're getting. What's the reaction in your state, David? Is it Getting pushback? Is it mostly in favor? What are you finding?
Well, the reaction I'm getting from regular people is, thank you for speaking up. Thank you for pointing this out and for saying that it is a more serious thing when you're acting in concert and acting like a mob and hiding your identity. But candidly, our capital city daily newspapers put out an editorial that called my letter shameful. Look, the Attorney General in Ohio, like most of the places in the country, our job is to be legal representation for the public universities and colleges. I think I would have been remiss in my duty that I not warn the presidents of the university of the existence of this law.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the First Amendment, it's great. It gives you the right to free speech. It does not give you the right to use it to violate somebody else's rights. Dave Yost, best of luck to you, sir. We appreciate your time. Meantime, Stormy Daniels' salacious testimony is now in the rearview mirror, but the entire case will likely come down to the testimony of the next witness, former Trump fixer Michael Cohen, who takes the stand on Monday morning. Nate Foy is live in New York City outside the courthouse with the very latest. Nate, good evening.
Good evening, Trey. So the prosecution only has 2 witnesses left before resting their case, which could happen as early as next week. One of those 2 witnesses is Michael Cohen. And at the end of court today I should say, Trace, Trump's lawyers asked the judge to impose a gag order on Cohen because he continuously posts about the case or talks about the case on social media. Instead, the judge asked the prosecution to ask Cohen to stop doing exactly that. Trump reacted to that after court today.
There is no gag order for Michael Cohen. What the judge did was amazing, actually. It was amazing. They can say whatever they want, but I'm not allowed to say anything about anybody. It's a disgrace.
Trace, Trump's lawyer said today that Cohen live streamed on TikTok as recently as Wednesday wearing a t-shirt showing Trump behind bars. On Truth Social tonight, Trump posted, quote, Judge Juan Merchan refused to put a gag order on people that are truly out of control, only on the presidential candidate, me, mistrial. Next week, prosecutors will use the Cohen testimony to try to convince the jury that Trump engaged in a scheme to pay off adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Now, Cohen paid Daniels $130,000. Lawyers from both sides next week will ask Cohen about what Trump knew during that time. Cohen will take the stand at 9:30 Monday morning. Trace?
We will be there waiting for it. Nate Foy, live for us in New York. Nate, thank you. Let's bring in Loyola Law School professor Stan Goldman. Stan, great to have you on the show. So I don't quite get it. Maybe you can explain this to us. The judge, Juan Merchan, is asking prosecutors to ask Michael Cohen to stop commenting about the case, but refuses to put a gag order. Why?
It's rare to see witnesses gagged, but it's getting close. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on the air over the weekend. The judge will figure out some way to get control of him, especially once he appears in court. Not having appeared in court yet, there may be an issue as to how much he could be gagged.
Yeah. Does the track record work into that at all, Stan? Because you have Michael Cohen, who's literally on X. I mean, TikTok. He's on TikTok. He's going over this case. He's mocking Trump. He's on, YouTube. He's making money off of this case, and yet he's got the freedom to say what he wants, and they're going after Trump.
Man, if I was representing Trump, I would love this. What more can you ask? I mean, at some point, they've got to show that picture of him from 2 days ago, with Trump in the orange and behind us in bars. This is exactly what the defense should want. This all that it teaches is obvious objectivity, as if he had it. The question is the jury going to believe him anyway?
Yeah, and that's what you talk about. The jury didn't believe it, but he's on television. He went on MSNBC, and he's telling the jurors that they need to forget about his past lives. Watch this.
I don't care how the media wants to portray me. He's credible. Whatever happened in the past, whatever I had owned, and the things that I claim I shouldn't have been charged with, is irrelevant in this case.
It's not irrelevant, Stan. He's a convicted liar. And so it's really tough to get that past the jury. And when you're going on national television, you're trying to trying to convince the country and convince people, it seems like it's not fair.
Prosecution takes the witnesses it can. There are plenty of cases that have been tried, successfully prosecuted, based on the testimony of murderers. But I think he's got a bit of a weak armor here. He's claiming he's never done anything wrong except at Trump's orders, and yet he pled guilty to tax evasion, etc. That had nothing to do with Trump. And the thing that's going to happen is he's in the past denied that he was telling the truth when he pled guilty. That may be the thing that twists him around and makes the jury look like he really can't tell the truth about anything once he denies his own guilty plea, what he pled guilty to.
So if you're on Trump's team and you're cross-examining, you say, okay, Stan Goldman's going to go to the cross-examine. What's the main thing you want to drag out of Michael Cohen in front of the jury?
I think what you've got is just to show a reasonable doubt. And I think what you need is on each individual element of the charge. For example, today there was testimony about Trump caring about his wife and his family.
Right.
You raise a reasonable doubt that that may have been his motive, even if you weren't involved with the paying off, then it's not a violation of this felony. Same is true for Cohen. If you don't believe Cohen, although he's got considerable circumstantial backing in terms of text, etc. Right? If you don't believe Cohen, or you have a reasonable doubt as to Cohen's testimony, his credibility, as to whether it was instructed and done with approval of Trump, then you've also got reasonable doubt.
I got to go stay. Hey, do you know the crime yet? Do you know the big felony? Because I can't.
That's why they get 2 lawyers on the jury.
I can't.
I think the prosecution thinks you need 2 lawyers to explain it to the rest of the jury.
Then explain it to me.
But the defense might like those lawyers because they also understand the burden of proof.
Yeah, very true. Stan Goldman, thank you, sir. Great to see you. Well, coming up, like a horror movie being replayed, an illegal immigrant released into the U.S., free to roam as he pleases, is now charged with kidnapping and sexually assaulting a child. We will talk to Nicole Parker as this stands, the same, doesn't have the same social impact as the death of Lincoln, both politically and socially. Plus, during President Biden's rare sit-down interview with CNN's Aaron Burnett, the New York Post editorial board counted 15 lies in 17 minutes. Common Sense and the political panel will take a look at CNN's political polygraph. And in the nightcap, Trump keeps telling Biden he'll debate him anytime, anywhere. And for the first time, Biden said, set it up. As the details are being worked out, many are very skeptical that Biden will actually debate. What do you think? Is a debate going to happen, or does Biden sneak at it? And how? Let us know. X and Instagram at Trace Gallagher. We will read the best responses in the nightcap. Big time 8:19 here on the West Coast. The Fox News at Night trip across America. First, a live look at Tempe, Arizona. Home to the Arizona Sun Devils. Next, Bardstown, Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world. And finally, a live look at Providence, Rhode Island, home to the first ever diner in the nation. Who knew? If you can't join us live, don't forget, set the DVR and watch us anytime. We are coming right back with Common Sense on the 15 lies in 17 minutes.
What Tractor Supply customers experience is personalized service made possible by T-Mobile for Business. With T-Mobile's reliable 5G business internet, employees get the information they need instantly. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Race toward the White House, America hopes for a clean and fair election. But to understand what that means, it's why my team created the Kids Guide to the Presidential Election. As your kids read it, they'll discover how elections are won and how to ensure that every legal vote is counted and what happens when they're not. All future voters need this guide, and you can have it for free. To order, visit freeelectionguide.com. That's freeelectionguide.com.
I've been cooking most of my life after seeing my parents cook, so I stuck with some of the Spanish traditions, some of the Cuban dishes, and I like to cook my own food because I want to know what's in my food. Balance of nature, it's already incorporated into my diet. I look at other supplements out there, and they don't have what Balance of Nature has. So I am taking the initiative to stay on Balance of Nature forever.
Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Call or go to balance.com and use discount code. When your home needs work, where do you go? Angie.
That's where Angie came in.
Angie finds top-rated certified pros in your area. Plus, compare quotes and pricing to help you get all your jobs done well. Find top-rated certified pros in your area at Angie.com. For gentle, dependable constipation relief, try Seneca. It works differently than other laxatives because it's made from the senna plant, a natural vegetable laxative ingredient. Gentle, dependable, Seneca. Also available in delicious gummies.
Slaughter Video presents Let's Make It Beautiful with growing wild grapes and huge jackpots. And a chance
Although similar in appearance, we have
Selling your home? Realtor.com is Real Choice Selling. Lets you choose from multiple agent proposals. Because when agents compete,
Don't all have to do that?
not really. Trust the number one app real estate professionals trust. Download the Realtor.com app today.
Over 13 million Americans were affected by identity theft in 2022. Your information could be used to open loans, transfer home titles, or even commit crimes.
I had almost 20 accounts opened in my name. It was terrifying. I never dreamed it would happen to me.
Only LifeLock alerts you to the widest volume of threats all in one place. And if you're a victim, LifeLock works to fix it on your behalf, all backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. Enroll now.
Say yes. This is like the first time ever that I've been able to wear a bathing suit and feel great. Yes to confidence. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years. You take on anywhere in the body that's starting to you. Once the fat is removed and thrown away, that's it. It's gone. I have the flattest tummy that I've had in 25 years. Schedule your free, no obligation consultation and find out how to get $250 off. Call or go to sonobello.com.
Now, ADT professionally installs Google Nest products. With the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google. You have a home with no worries. Brought to you by ADT.
Biden's warning to Israel. What are the next moves in Rafah? Being for U.S. support in the war. Benjamin Hall has critical insight on the next Fox News Sunday.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit.
I find the chosen disconcerting. The elders express that humanizing
Language is coming. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Best picture and best actress ever starred. What it makes.
Commander, we have a line on the chosen warlock here.
Regional contact located.
And just what are you and the leaders up to, Commander? A word
and learning language, right? Therefore, right? The program helped me a lot because I met other kids who were going through the same struggles as me. So I was able to relate and find somewhere where I could fit in. Thanks to your support of United Way, I'm able to achieve my dreams and become a doctor in the future.
Is now charged with kidnapping and sexual assault of a child. Fox News is learning very disturbing details tonight about why this suspect was set free inside the U.S. to allegedly attack an 11-year-old girl. Let's bring in former FBI special agent and Fox News contributor Nicole Parker. Nicole, it's great to have you on. In Palm Beach, Florida, the county sheriff there said this is about a suspect. His name is Marvin Perez Lopez. The sheriff went on to say, quoting here, "We grabbed him. He confessed to the crime, so he's going to get tried for a capital crime before he even remotely thinks he's going to get deported. He's going to do the time here first." Is that enough? Is the confession enough, or can he change his plea, Nicole? Everybody kind of worries that there's always a back door or a side door out for these people.
Let me tell you one thing. He's in the state of Florida, and in Florida, they don't mess around. He wasn't let out on bond. Okay, this is not some liberal blue state. This is the state of Florida, and he will receive full justice for this alleged crime. Having worked crimes against children for the FBI, sexual assaults of minors, Trace, is absolutely abhorrent. It is gruesome, it is disgusting, and it is evil to take advantage of an innocent young child. They are the most vulnerable in society. And for this illegal immigrant to just come into the United States, turn himself into Border Patrol, they say, hey, you know what, come back for a court date in 2027. Unacceptable, inexcusable, and Joe Biden and his administration, they have responsibility for this and so many other crimes against the most innocent individuals in our society. Looking at Laken Riley, looking at all of these young children that are being assaulted. What is it going to take? What does it take to wake up? Enough is enough.
Well, the sheriff echoed that, Nicole. The sheriff said, quoting here, the other statement was the federal government is victimizing people.
It's sick. It's wrong. You could have stopped these individuals from ever coming into the border. And again, I am fair. I tell the truth. Under President Trump, they did not have this problem at the border. And Trace, you know I'm originally from Texas. This directly impacts my home state of Texas. I now live in Florida. This is unacceptable. It has got to end. And you know what, frankly, the only way it's going to end is take it to the polls in the election in November. If you don't like what you're seeing, go and see what happens.
I just want to put this up there, Nicole, because this is a mother. They had a congressional field hearing today in Arizona, and here's one mother testifying. She lost both of her sons to drugs. Watch.
I recently lost 2 of my boys just 3 weeks apart due to the fentanyl crisis in Arizona. This virtual flood of pills both into and through Arizona, which has dramatically worsened under the current administration, allowed my boys to make choices they may not have.
That's exactly right. I mean, they may not have been able to make that choice, but it just keeps flooding across. I've got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, the fentanyl crisis just added to the list of things and tragedies that are occurring because we have a wide open border. And let me tell you, this country, unfortunately, I believe we are sitting ducks, and a potential terrorist attack could potentially be right around the corner. I mean, you're seeing what's happening on college campuses. FBI and DOJ don't seem to be anywhere to speak up about this. But this is got to end. And unfortunately, more and more people are speaking up. Fortunately, they are speaking up. They're seeing what's going on, and you need to open your eyes and take what action you can. As a citizen, you have the right to vote.
Yeah. Nicole Barker, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the Fox News and Common Sense Department would note that during his 17-minute interview on CNN, fact-checkers say that President Biden told 15 lies. That's one lie every 68 seconds, a pace that might even give Geppetto pause. And how many times was the president challenged during those 15 fabulisms? 0. I mean, it is CNN. But then again, isn't CNN the network that prides itself on the truth? Isn't CNN the network that won't carry a speech live by former President Trump because of his, quote, misleading claims? Misleading? CNN relishes misleading. Russian collusion, Bountygate, Brett Kavanaugh, Covington Catholic kids, laptops, replete with Russian disinformation. At least President Biden's tall tales tend to be repeat offenders that run his stereotypical gamut. You know, billionaires don't pay taxes, the economy is great, the polls are always wrong, and he's always right. Common Sense's favorite fib is Biden saying that when he came into office, inflation was at 9%. It was actually 1.4%. So who's counting? More importantly, who's countering? Certainly not CNN. After all, a Biden lie is a fading memory. A Trump lie is an assault on democracy. It's a political polygraph where the media decides when a lie is a lie. Common Sense thinks even Geppetto would have created a more honest model. Let's bring in California Republican National Committeeman Sean Steele and California GOP Delegate Roxanne Hogue. Roxanne, to you first. I just want to play a little bit, a few of them. It went on for like a minute and 20 seconds, our montage. We couldn't have that long, so we're going to play a few of the 15 lives. Watch.
Herbert Hoover is the only other president who lost more jobs than created. And look at what he says he's going to do if he gets elected. He says he's going to do away with what I've done on Medicare, reduce the price of Medicare. Then he's going to put in a 10%.
All right, guys, I'll catch you next time. All right, peace.
Cost every year costs $1,500 a year. Civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other ways ways in which they go after population centers.
Big three, yes, Trump from speaking, and this goes on unchecked.
Well, we need to update